Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown, going to be using Electrium Z Gengar, which can very nicely lure Celesteela and Skarmory for our Mega Pinsir win condition right here. And that's basically the idea of the team. We have lots of ways to get rid of those two Pokemon between Electrium Z Gengar and our Magnezone right here to trap those two Pokemon, and then we can just go in with Mega Pinsir late game, so that's very helpful. We also have Sludge Wave and Shadow Ball for our dual stab right here, and we can sub up on Toxapex, which is very nice. Scald is a roll to break our sub, and we do OHKO that with the Electrium Z after some prior damage from any of these attacks, which is very good. Mega Pinsir is the win condition for the team. SD3 attacks, not much else to say about this. Choice Scarf Magnezone right here, obviously a really great Mega Pinsir partner, just being able to trap most of its checks. Defensive Landorus T right here can lure in those checks to Mega Pinsir, such as Celesteela and Skarmory. We U-turn out, bring in Magnezone, and knock them out. Specs Lele right here is a really nice wall breaker for the team. Also prevents priority attacks from hitting some of our Pokemon, which is very good. We do have to be careful about Mega Pinsir's quick attack under Psychic Terrain though. And then finally we have leftovers Defog Tapu Fini for some hazard control. So yeah, that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And let's go ahead and get right into the games. Alright, I got the first game right here. My opponent is running a Rain team, which my Gengar can actually do some work here with the Electrium Z against either Greninja or the Pelipper, so ideally I can connect it into either of those. I'm thinking my best lead right here is probably going to be my Tapu Lele on either Pelipper or Scolipede. Now, he leads off with Pelipper. I think I always click Psychic. I don't think he would go Hard Gran ever, just because Thunderbolt is also a possibility, right? So I'm just going to Psychic into what I'm expecting to be Ferrothorn. He reveals Scarf turn 1 and crits me, unfortunately. Ferrothorn does come out here. I do a good amount to that thing, which I'll definitely take. I don't see Landorus being too valuable, so I'm just going to go out into that here. As my opponent goes right for the Leechy, that's fine. I'll get up my rocks now and start to pressure Pokemon like Scolipede and Greninja. Wear them down for my Mega Pinsir because that's clearly my best win con here. So I believe what I want to do right here is just go Fini. As my opponent goes for Hydro Pump, totally fine with that. I think I should just probably Nature's Madness here. As Ferrothorn comes back out. And I will always go back to Landorus here. I cannot risk him. Yeah, even though that was super obvious, I could not risk Fini taking a Power Whip, so that's okay. I'll U-turn out now, and I'm assuming Pelipper would come back in this turn. But if he doesn't want to do that, I will go out here into my Magnezone. He knocks off my Scarf, but getting rid of this thing is so nice, so I just Hidden Power Fire until this thing dies, and I just Moonblast through his team at this point. He unfortunately misses a Leechy. It would have gotten some more chip on me, which could actually end up mattering for sure. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that Pokemon there, which is very cool. Swampert is my next opponent to bring in. I'm assuming it would just go for maybe Rocks here. I'll go into Landorus as Rocks do go up. And right here I'll just go ahead and U-turn out. He should outspeed me and probably knock me out. Well, he actually did not. I actually wish he did, to be honest. Okay, I don't need Magnezone anymore, so I'll bring that out on the Ice Punch. So Landorus was at 254 and it didn't outspeed. I'll attempt a Flash Cannon here. I don't know if he's going to scout for Hidden Power Grass or whatnot. He already showed Hidden Power Fire, so he has no reason not to switch out. I guess in theory I could Thunderbolt to switch out. He just knocks me out. Okay, that's fine. I think my best play here is going Pinsir and forcing a kill with Earthquake. I can also do the same with the Lele, but then that could invite in Scolipede, which is scarier. So I'll go Pinsir here and just return for the kill. And I gotta keep Fini healthy for Gran. Pelipper comes out, which is gonna go down, so once Rain is gone, unless he has it on Swampert, Rain is out of the game, so that's really helpful. Swampert comes back in as it should. I will always go here into Landorus T for the Helmet Chip. And then I bring in Fini after just to live any one hit and go for Moonblast for the KO here. As my opponent actually opts to switch out, so a little bit curious about that play since Rain is about to go down, but I'll Moonblast here. As my opponent opts to Healing Wish back into the Pert, I guess? I'm kind of surprised they would make a play like that. But I guess it could end up being the difference maker here if Earthquake actually 2-hit KOs me. What do I think my best course of action here is? Because he has 4 turns of Rain and I have 4 Pokemon left. So worst case scenario, I'll have a Pokemon left and attempt to win with that. That Pokemon is probably going to be Mega Pinsir, so I think I should Defog here if I can. Yeah, that does so much damage. He should Earthquake here. Oh, it actually wasn't Damp Rock. I forgot about that. So that actually helps me out a lot here. I think that's going to be the difference maker too. I'll Nature's Madness here. Bring him in range of my Pinsir. I always go Pinsir now. And just hit him up with a return. And that'll be able to pick up a kill here. He gives me this Pokemon, nice. He has to go Greninja here and try to hope I throw away my Pinsir because I need the quick attack for Scully, so there's no way I ever stay in here. I believe my best option here is to actually switch out into Gengar on the Hydro Pump. I don't think Lele lives a Hydro Pump though. Gotta hope it does. And if it doesn't, then I lose, but we gotta hope it does. He switches out actually. Okay, I'll go Pinsir here. Surprised he switched out, but I guess it might not make a difference if Hydro Pump still knocks me out. Oh, he went for Hydro Vortex, yeah. So I mean, I couldn't really stay in because I died to the obviously Shuriken anyway, so... Yeah, unfortunately, that looks like it's going to be game right here. I actually thought I had a really good early game against this team, but I couldn't come through late game against the Grand plus Scully right here, so I'll Psychic, he knocks me out with Mega Horn right there, I'll drop a GG, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got the next game right here. I'm unfortunately running into so many Gengar counters, like Alolan Muck right here is another counter to that Pokemon. I also think that it may be Shed Shell on Skarmory, so Magnezone might not be able to trap that as reliably as I want it to. Opts to lead off with Mamoswine here. I was anticipating Garchomp, if anything. Makes this harder for me. I'll go Feeny here. On Icicle Crash, that's fine. And I believe what I want to do is just go right for a Nature's Madness here. I'm assuming he'll either Earthquake or get up rocks. Earthquake would help wear me down for the Greninja, which could be scary. Actually just goes hard Roserade, and it is a lefties variant. Okay. Good to know. I'll go here into my Magnezone. Magnezone isn't actually very good here. I'll go Mag. My opponent opts to go for a Giga Drain there. I believe my best play right here is just to go for a Volt. They may stay in, is what I'm anticipating right here. I think it's in my best interest to get in Lele on Hidden Power Fire. But double Giga Drain is kind of surprising. It's okay, though. I think I just want to click Psyshock here. Goes Hard Muck. Yeah, I should have made the call. Okay, I'll attempt to get in Landers. He's going to Pursuit me. I should live it from 62, but, like... Sucks that I have to take this damage. I'm surprised they risked that too, because like that's such a big counter to my Gengar, but I guess they were interested in doing that. I can just go for my rocks here and try to wear his team down for my Pinsir now. Skarmory may come in, as well as maybe Mamoswine again. Rocks are a pretty obvious click right here, so they could really go out into anything they want to. Even Roserade if it does have Hidden Power Ice. But I'm really surprised about the hard Muck play, to be honest. I'm also surprised they didn't click Pursuit on my Lele, but Mamoswine comes back in, which I will always be switching out against. Actually, Landorus isn't actually too good here. It is my Garchomp check, though. I'm going to U-turn here on the Ice Shard, which is totally cool. He can Ice Shard me due to terrain. I do remember that. So because they went for Ice Shard, I think if I get in Lele here, terrain would go down. And that's not going to be my best play, so I could Moonblast, I guess, in theory. Let's do that. Let's go into this here, and I think Moonblast should do 83. So let's click Moonblast here. And really hope it kills. I think it will. And if they go Hard Muck, then I think I might 2-hit KO that from the range it would be at. Nothing else really wants to come in, like even Roserade's not going to appreciate a Specs Moonblast. The one bad scenarios would be obviously if Mamoswine lives the Moonblast from 83, which I don't think it will ever. Like Specs Lele is really strong, so we'll see right here. I guess in theory I should Calc it right here, and if it doesn't kill, then I should go for Psychic. Actually, they do the same because terrain's not up, so I probably should have calculated before I came in. Mamoswine is taking way too much from Specs Moonblast. Okay. Let's click that here. He knows I'm Specs, basically, because I switched out against the Muck. So they either go Skarm here, expecting a Moonblast, and try to Defog, which I could try to trap it with Magnezone at that point, or... Okay, they stand, and I get rid of Mamoswine. Nice. So that's very helpful. Muck could come in now and probably live one, try to Pursuit Trap me, do things like that. Muck does come in here. I always go Landers. Even if they're going to Pursuit, I have to switch out. Knockoff comes out. My opponent really just wants to knock off here. I believe my best play now is to just go right for a U-turn as Skarmory comes in. I'm going to scout for the Shed Shell now and see whether that's actually their set. If not, I always knock it out here, but I'm assuming it's Shed Shell. We'll see though. Okay, it apparently wasn't, so I get rid of that Pokemon, which is nice. How healthy is my Feeny? It's at full nice, so I still have a Grand Check intact, which is really good. Also kind of a Garchomp check too, so brings out Garchomp here. I don't think I need Mag anymore. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and Thunderbolt here. Kind of annoying that they're actually rocks. Could be SD for all I know too. Okay, just go for Earthquake now. So I was kind of fearing that it would start to SD up right there. Okay, what do I do here? Because Pinsir can win after a bit of damage on Gran. Rocks are annoying though. So I either go Gengar and try to weaken it. Lele will not live an attack. Feeny could come out here too, in theory. I think the Gengar play is not bad. I think Feeny is also a good play here, so I'll go out into that here. And I believe what I'll do is just click Moonblast. They should Earthquake here to try to weaken me for the Shuriken win. But they did just go Roserade. Okay, that's fine. Roserade's annoying, but it's not something that I, like, absolutely cannot deal with. So I'll go Gengar here on a Giga Drain. And then Alolan Muck may come out after. Yeah, Giga Drain comes out, as my opponent's always been clicking that. Could try to sub up here in theory. Sludge Wave is not a bad play either. I'll go for Sludge Wave here. And I want to keep my Feeny healthy, which is why I went Gengar. So I'm really surprised it didn't try to Earthquake me, though, because that could open up the door for Gran. After an SD, I think I win with Pinsir. Because +2 Quick Attack should knock out the Gran. Let me just double check that calc, but I'm pretty positive. Pinsir will live. Well, I mean, we'll knock it out. I just gotta be worried about Shuriken, of course. Yeah, so +2 would do the damage that I need to after Rocks. I would need like a mineral, okay. So opts to go ahead and Giga Drain again. Really surprised about that, but I guess that's okay. I'll Sludge Wave again here as Muck comes out. It is actually the berry set indeed, which means my opponent is about to click Recycle here, is what I'm thinking. So maybe it's in my best interest to actually preserve my Gengar. Either that, or I try to use this as setup fodder and just win now. Let's do that. Let's use this as setup fodder. Yeah, the Recycle does come out, obviously. I think I want a Shadow Ball here. And it's going to come down to, I think, the Poison Touch Poison. If he does not poison me, I can win this game. But if he does, I might lose. It's actually disabled knockoff, which is even bigger for me. So they have a good chance to poison me with Poison Jab. I'm going to really hope that goes in my favor. And SD up here, and then try to win the game with that. Because, like, I should be able to live even after Rough Skin and Shuriken and all that and attack, so that could be helpful. And my Lele will outspeed the Roserade, and Roserade is in range of Moonblast at this point, so if he doesn't poison me here, I think I guarantee the win. If he does, it'll be a little bit trickier. I don't know yet. But we'll see. Now, if he was... Well, he would have Poison Jab, right? I guess Gunk Shot would be the other move, but Gunk Shot shouldn't do a ton. If my opponent switches out, then it's definitely over. Like, they can't break my team. My Pinsir with just those two Pokemon. Even Rough Skin plus Shuriken. Actually, I guess 5 Shuriken hits, maybe. I don't know. There's so many factors coming into this Pinsir sweep, but I think Pinsir can do it. Like, my other option here is just returning, but I think that's a losing play just due to Garchomp plus Gran and even Roserade pressuring my team. So I think I have to SD here to try to get rid of the Gran. Okay, they went for Flamethrower. Not quite sure what to think about that. I always return here. I'm assuming Garchomp would get sacked. Roserade actually gets sacked. Okay. So Greninja, bring in here, maybe? I mean, I'm staying in. No matter what. Yeah, and I just click Quick Attack, I think. It's going to come down to these Shuriken hits, I think. Shuriken did not do the damage that it needed to. Nice. So now he has to sack off another Pokemon. I don't think... I mean, he has to basically sack off Garchomp, yeah. Knock me out with a Rough Skin here. So I'll go for a return. I could Earthquake, I guess, but return's the better play. Okay, nice, we get that correct. I believe I just go out into my Lele here first. And always click Moonblast. Could this Muck beat the rest of my team? I don't know. Did it recycle the berry earlier? I don't know if it did. It did. He recycled again. Interesting. Should I switch out? And just Nature's Madness him into range of my... I'm gonna do this. He actually recycled again. Why did he recycle twice? Oh no, he wanted the berry back. Okay. So he recycled to get the recovery that turn. That's a good play. I'm gonna Nature's Madness here. As my opponent went for a knockoff. Now what I do is I Nature's Madness again. Does he not have a poison type attack? I don't think he has a poison type attack, which is huge. Okay, I just need to actually hit my attack here, and then I can actually guarantee the win with the Lele's Moonblast. So can I do that, please? Goes for knockoff again. Okay, always Nature's Madness, and then I taunt it, and then basically wear it down. So it can never recover. Okay, thankfully hit there. I'm going to taunt here, obviously. And then I believe I can beat the set with just this Pokemon alone. He can't recycle. I always Moonblast, and then Lele in the back should be able to pick it off with Moonblast. So the 2 Shuriken hits was definitely what made the difference. That was really lucky on my part. But was that 2? It was 3 or 2. They only hit twice, and that's what made the difference, yeah. So I just Moonblast again. I always taunt. Like, not taunting would be a choke, so Like even if they, I don't know whether Moonblast is a roll, that's the thing. Attempts to recycle, I always Moonblast here. And I'm assuming Moonblast would have killed anyway, but we're able to go ahead and win right there. I'm not going to drop a GG since I technically haxed him with the Shuriken hits, but I'll take the win and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, so I'm still finding like no targets for my Z Gengar, which is kind of sad. If I don't find one in the next match after this one, I'll probably just cut until I find one where it actually works, and I'll go ahead and show that off. Who knows though, let's go ahead and see what my win con here is. Pinsir can win after Coco gets weakened, I guess he has a Rotom too. So it makes that a little bit harder. Lele is just a great breaker against my opponent's team, just clicking Psychic over and over again. I think I'll lead Gengar here. On Tapu Koko lead, okay, so I can't actually take an Electrium Z. I think I'll go Landorus here perhaps. They could just go for HBIs, but Landorus isn't actually good here at all. Like, it's walled by Rotom, it just gets rocks up basically. So I get good helmet chip on Koko, which any chip on Koko is good for Pinsir, so that's going to be very nice. If it specs Lele that comes out right now and blows me away, goes Rotom Wash. I'm assuming a Willows would be my opponent's play here. What do I want to do about that? Do I care if Feeny gets weakened? Not really. Hydro Pumps right off the bat. So the scenario is great because what it allows me to do is Nature's Madness. If they give me damage on Rotom Wash, that really frees up my Gengars. So, not my Gengar, my Pinsir, so that's good. So this Venusaur takes 50% and I can always taunt it here to prevent the recovery. And then I can bring out my... Well, I don't really bring out anything after, unfortunately, yes. And this thing's not healing up. I could try to get up my rocks here, in theory. I think that's a good play. Yeah, Giga Drains me for a bit of recovery there. I'll just throw up my rocks here and then U-turn out. He should go harder Rotom, but in the off chance he doesn't, I'll just go ahead and do this. I'm just trying to find the positioning for Specs Lele to click Psychic, so... He actually does actually got to go into Ferrothorn here, so he wants his own hazards up. I'm just gonna go hard Mag. There's no reason to take a Rocky Helmet chip here. If they're doubling, it would be to Heatran to get up rocks, and that's going to be a really threatening double if that happens. But Venusaur being weakened is so good. Alright, so I do get a Magnezone, they just go for Leech Seed. So if this is actually Protect, I believe it 1v1s me, which is going to be a little bit problematic. Yeah, I'm going to get 1v1 here, unfortunately, but I'm going to weaken him a lot. Yep, rocks up there. There we go, Hidden Power here. They should attack me here. Jarrett Ball, right? Okay, now they protect. They may need a double protect depending on the rolls. Protect is there. Oh, never mind. They're gonna get the roll here for sure. Okay, I'll go for Nature's Hidden Power Fire again, of course. I don't think a double protect would make too big of a difference. They don't get the double protect, and I actually get the roll there, so that's really nice. Magnezone did 1v1 it. And they could have actually 1v1 me had they not gone for rocks, but rocks was always the play for sure. So now I guess Lele could come in after and be a problem. Especially since I won't know what set it is, so if it's Specs or Scarf, that's going to be really problematic for me. But Psychic is looking super spammable against my opponent now, so Lele does come out. I don't have a purpose to keep Magnezone anymore, it did its job. So let's see what attack they go for. Psyshock, okay. Interesting Psyshock. I think I have to go Feeny as a pivot. I can't allow anything else to take the damage, so I'm going to do this, and... I believe I'll just click Nature's Madness here. If they stay in, I'll know. It is Scarf, and I miss my Nature's Madness, unfortunately. I'm going to defog for my Pinsir. Man, that's a really lame miss. I needed the damage for my Gengar. Well, actually, Gengar should OHKO it anyway. Goes out into Venusaur here. I always taunt to prevent the recovery. I don't care about anything else. Yep. There we go. I bring in Lele now and just click Psychic and do a lot of damage to something. I guess Psyshock could work too in case it's Spit-F-Tran. Let's do that. Let's click Psyshock here. Just stays in. Okay, cool. I get rid of that Pokemon. Heatran would probably be the next bring-in, I'm thinking. So if Ferrothorn is the rocker, Heatran may just not be a rock set. It could be like Taunt Toxic, if anything. If Lele comes out here, I don't know what I'm going to do. So Heatran does come out. Interesting here. I'm tempted to just stay in, but at the same time, Lele being out of range of Koko is just really valuable. I could lose to the Koko if I stay in. I'm going to go Landorus here. Flash Cannon blows me away. How healthy is this Pokemon here, the Rotom? It's too healthy for me. I think it might be Specs Flash Cannon. I don't know because he crit me, which is a problem. Alright, I think I'm going to go Gengar here. But then Gengar would be like... I don't know. I'll go Pinsir here, and what I'm thinking I'll do is... probably just double to Lele on the Rotom. Rotom slash Koko would come out here, so I'm gonna double out. I don't think you ever risk Heatran considering it's your Gengar check. Okay, I get that right. I should just Psychic here. It'll do a lot of damage to Heatran even if that comes in. If Koko is Z, that could be a problem. Gives me Rotom, which is huge for my Pinsir. Especially since I don't know what revenges me right here. Heatran opts to come back out. Probably Specs Flash Cannon is what I think this is. I'm gonna get damage off for my Gengar. Oh, he's Scarf Flash Cannon. Okay, good information there. I have to stay in then. Scarf Flash Cannon, huh? Okay, I go Gengar here. I might lose to Koko, that's the problem. I don't think I can beat the Koko with my Pinsir. Especially since it's Scarf Lele. I think I lost this game, unfortunately. I don't think it would have made a difference had I gone Gengar first. Oh, but my opponent actually opts to switch out, so that could be a choke too. Especially since we know, but this is Scarf, that's the thing. It is indeed Scarf. I'll go for Sludge Wave here. Double Scarf is really catching me off guard here. Yeah, it's Scarf too. Is it? No, it's double Scarf. Yeah, it was Scarf Koko plus Scarf Lele. I have to attack here. Yeah, just return. And then Koko comes out and wins the game, unfortunately. So that's going to be the GG right there. I can't even beat the Heatran because that's Scarf too. So double Scarf really threw me very much off guard right there. I'll drop a forfeit, and we're going to go down and call that a game. Really unfortunate ending, but we still have time to go ahead and even out the record, so I'll be right back. Alright, I got the next game right here. Still nothing for my Z move to use on, so that's really unfortunate. In fact, I don't even know if I'm going to include this battle. We'll see, though. I'm going to go ahead and try to win regardless. Mega Diancie is the only thing that's stopping my Mega Pinsir, so that's definitely very cool. I got to scout for the Scarf or whether it is Drill or Lando, too. I'm thinking right here my best lead is going to be my own Landers, as my opponent does decide to lead off with the Diancie here. So turn 1, I'm just going to go right for an Earthquake and see what my opponent wants to do. As they just go for Protect, I'm assuming you would switch out expecting a Choice Scarf set, so I'm actually going to go right here for my Stealth Rocks, as Landorus T does come in. So we catch that perfectly and we prevent the... Well, we get up our Rocks, which is really good for Volcarona and Kyurem and whatnot. So I'll hit and Power Ice here, as he may go back to Ferrothorn or maybe Excadrill here. Ferrothorn comes out, okay, nice. I can go ahead and U-turn out here. If he stays in, I get a Magnezone for free. And getting rid of this thing would basically mean Psychic Spam the entire game. And it looks like he's going to let me do that right here. So if he has Protect, he could in theory 1v1 me, but we'll see right here. I don't know. I think Mega Pinsir win is just super likely though. It doesn't appear he has Protect, he just goes through Spike, and I should have no problem 2-hit KOing this thing. So that's very good. He's definitely going Drill here to spin, so I'm just going to go Landorus T and get the rocks back up. Now the problem is he has a Diancie in the back, so not quite sure what to think. I'll just Earthquake here. I think he goes Diancie every time, expecting rocks. And I can't let rocks go up on my side of the field. Which is why I'm tempted to click them. Okay, he goes Diancie, nice. I got rid of Diancie right there. Kyurem Black is obviously coming out next. This beast right here is going to come out. And I don't need Magnezone anymore. So he goes for Ice Beam. It is a Life Orb set, which is really good information. I'll go right here for a Scarf Flash Cannon, I'm thinking. I'll just go for Thunderbolt in case he tries to go for Volcarona. Or even Volt Switch could work here. I don't know what I want to do, to be honest. He has 2 grounds in the back. I'm just going to Volt out. Landorus T comes in. It's going to try to get up rocks here for sure. Unless the rocker was Diancie. I don't know what was the rocker, to be honest. I think I'll go Landorus here. Just chip him down with more Helmet. Kyurem Black is about to come out again. Yeah, there it is. Can you just knock out my Magnezone, please? Thank you. And I don't know, I can bring out Lele here. It should live anything. I'll definitely live a Life Orb Fusion Bolt, and I don't see a Psychic switching at this point in the match, so I will be clicking that. If I win the tie here, then I definitely should be good to go. The one scary thing is obviously Volcarona in this situation, so actually opts to switch out. Not quite sure why, because I'll knock that out. I get in Landorus here. You're going to double out to Kyurem now? Nope, just Earthquakes. Cool, I'll get up my rocks here. Volcarona comes in. This is not a threat to my team. I just click Earthquake. Do 50%. I always spam Earthquake here until I can get Mega Pinsir in. Yeah, I'm not going to let this recover ever. I have more Earthquakes than Roost, I believe, so he just knocks me out. Actually, I knock him out. Never mind. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And I don't think my opponent can win at this point in the match. He's going to go ahead and forfeit, and I guess I'll throw this match in just because it was a relatively short one. We still have time to get another Gengar lure match, so ideally we can find one for the next one. I'll be right back. Okay, my opponent has a Tornadus and I have an Electrium Z. That looks like that would be their best Gengar switch-in, and we are going to try to lure that with the Gengar right here. So I think my best possible lead right here is going to be my Landorus T. Scouting for Coco's Choice Scarf is very nice. Well, actually, I wouldn't actually know because I'm slower. What am I saying? I'll go ahead and I'm thinking bring out my... Well, I could just Earthquake here, to be honest. I'm also thinking U-Turn is a good play. It is Specs HB Ice. Okay, then. Huh. Alright, here we go. I'm going to try this now. Electric Train is up. Let's hit him up with the Gigavolt Havoc here and see if it can work out. If they go Bulu here, I'm going to be so sad, but I don't think you go Bulu. Nice, we're able to go ahead and knock out Tornadus here, and that's very helpful. Cost me my Lando, but I get rid of the Tornadus right there with the Electrium, and that's honestly all I really wanted from this live, so I'll take that. Not quite the best scenario, considering this is about to come out and click Specs T-Bolt. I need this Pokemon, so I'm going to actually sack off Magnezone here. Volt Switch, okay. I am Scarf, so I'm curious as to what they'll respond with. I guess maybe Zardwai. No, you wouldn't go Zardwai here. Heatran, okay. So probably Rocks coming up here is what I'm thinking. I'll go for Volt here. That's a good amount with the thing right there. Yeah, Rocks do go up. I'll just Defog here. Coco is definitely coming back out. 42% is Specs, right? Coco. Defog Pivot. Against Magnezone. I feel like Specs would have done a lot, about that amount. So, actually he might not be Specs. Specs would do more. Well, I defogged those, so that's cool. Once again, Magnezone is just not a necessity for me. Especially since I get to bring out my Lele now, and something's gonna get 2-hit KO'd. Yeah, something's about to get blown away here. Yeah, goes Heatran. I can 2-hit KO this with Psychic, which is nice, and the Clown needs to be Specs to knock me out, so I think I will always stay in against the Clown. If he goes Zard here, then I'll switch out, but if he goes out into the Clown, I think I stay in. I could go Feeny too, so it goes Clown here. So if he is not Specs, I actually live. The problem is, if I let him sub up, and I go Feeny after, I have to stay in. And he's not Specs, okay, nice. The thought process there was, had I got on into Feeny and he subbed and then Calm-Minded, and he was a speed boosting set, I could not have actually beaten that with the rest of my team, so... Especially since, well, Misty Terrain would be up, so I could quick attack it, but that would just be to break the sub in theory, because I would have to connect Nature's Madnesses. I figured that was just my better course of option right there. My better option there. So brings out Charizard. I don't need Lele anymore. And he's actually tries to Dragon Dance on my Choke, I guess, okay. I'll go ahead, and this can actually win. Like, I'm not out of the woods yet. Knocks me out. Bulu comes in. I believe my best option is actually to go Pinsir. In case this is Scarf, I do need to be able to take on the Coco. See, I'll go Pinsir here. I'll just hit him up with a return. Hard Coco is a good play for sure. Do I need my Feeny here? I don't think I need my Feeny anymore. And getting rid of Terrain could be very valuable, so that's good right there. Now what I think I want to do is sack off Pinsir, go Gengar. I always live due to the Terrain. I switch out into Feeny on the Coco, Sludge Wave again. That's how I'm looking at this endgame, so knock me out. I go Gengar now. Thanks to the fact that Terrain is reversed, I always live this Thunderbolt. So I Sludge Wave here, knock that out. Is he Scarf Bulu? He is not, and we win the game right there. So yeah, I knew that getting rid of Terrain right there was key, and we were able to go ahead and win that final game, which is very cool. Did hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and end off the live right there. We did get to use Electrium Z against that Torn, which is really vital for my Mega Pinsir, although Mega Pinsir did not do much anyway, so I guess that's kind of unfortunate, but the team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out, and I'll see you next time. Later.